Absa's response to the Public Protector's report. I'm joined in studio by Absa Spokesperson Songezo Zibi. Mr. Zibi, welcome. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Natasha.
Well, Absa's going to challenge the Public Protector's report. What's the basis of your challenge as Absa?
Thanks, Natasha. We're going to court for several reasons. I think the two most important are that we believe that the Public Protector has made several errors in fact and in law, and that as a consequence her decision, her findings, and therefore her remedial actions insofar as they relate to Absa are irrational, and they can be set aside by a court. I think to elaborate on that, to just give one example, in the provisional report that was sent to us in December and leaked in January, she had used an alleged meeting and a contract that Dr. Crystals, the former Reserve Bank governor, had allegedly given to the Public Protector, which proved that Absa had a liability. Immediately after this report was leaked, Dr. Crystals came out and said, I never said such a thing. There is no such contract. She's completely abandoned that now, and the Public Protector's final report relies on the Davis panel of experts. Unfortunately, the Davis panel of experts found that Absa does not have a liability to pay, and she does not explain how she arrives at a decision that is diametrically opposite to what the same document and the same panel of experts that she's quoting arrived at its own decisions, because it explained its own decision in detail. She fails to do so. That's just one example. There are lots of other instances in the report as well that we believe are the grounds for a review in court.
All right, so the suggestion is, though, that this issue was reconciled decades ago.
Decades ago. So just for the viewers, a short background, and that is Absa bought a bank that was in trouble called Bancorp, in the same way that people with a recent memory will remember African Bank a couple of years ago, in that its debtors were not able to pay money that had been lent to them by the bank. The Reserve Bank stepped in and offered assistance. The way this assistance works is that each and everyone, and there were 91,000 customers and clients in this instance, the bank had to say how much they owed the bank and how much of that debt was going to be written off. So there were two things. The first is that the loan amount at 1%, which had been granted by the Reserve Bank, was repaid. Secondly, however, each and every one of those 91,000 clients had to be accounted for, with every cent settled in their favor, accounted for by auditors. All of that information was given to the South African Reserve Bank in 1995 in October, and the South African Reserve Bank at the time said they were satisfied that the bailout had been carried according to its wishes, and it is happy with the level of detail that it had been given. That information was given to the Public Protector.
All right, let's also look at the issue with proposals that the mandate of the Reserve Bank be changed. You've also got issue with that. How are you going to tackle that?
Well, the Reserve Bank is taking this matter up on review, and if we are joined in that action, we certainly will respond and participate in that action. Fundamentally, we do not believe the Public Protector is empowered to change the Constitution, because all constitutional bodies and instruments, including the Constitutional Court, cannot invent new sections of the Constitution. They interpret the Constitution, and we believe the Public Protector erred in that respect. There is also another issue relating to prescription, by the way, and that is a period over which a debt lapses, which she has also, on a whim, amended completely with no legal basis at all. So there are lots of grounds for a review of this decision.
What's your timeline for all of this?
We're going to approach the High Court as soon as possible. Our attorneys are working with counsel to draft the papers. We can't give a time period, but we'll do it as soon as possible. As soon as those papers are complete, we'll submit them to the High Court, and the Public Protector will have an opportunity to respond. Crucially, every little detail of this will be scrutinized in public, and the public can make up its mind, including whether it agrees with the judgment when it comes out or not.
What kind of impact will this debacle have on Absa's brand?
It's been decidedly inconvenient that this false assertion has been made for years. I think the secret to all of this is that this matter was not discussed in public. When we go to court, everything will be ventilated in public. And I think that's something for all of us to look forward to.
And the timing of the release of this report, do you think that is coming at a strange time?
Well, this matter has been in the wash for years. This matter started in 1985, even before Absa came into existence. And there have always been allegations about Absa. The amount was 26 billion, then it was 3 billion, now it's 1 billion that Absa allegedly owes. There is never going to be a right time or wrong time for this sort of thing. We're just glad it's going to go to court, and the public will have an opportunity to hear everything being examined.
All right, we'll leave it there. Spokesperson for Absa, Songezo Zibi. Mr. Zibi, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks very much.